But right now I'm plugging in my phone because we've got a cool cat on the line with us, Brother Ty Brown, checking in from Peoria, Illinois. What's up, Ty?
Hey, what's going on, man?
So happy that you joined us. Ty and I have a long history back in the 80s and 90s of being in bands together. We had a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, but more good times than bad for sure. And I want to ask you, Ty, how did you ever get in Bloody Mess and the Skabs? How did it start to where you were in the band? And by the way, Tracy's here too.
Hi, Ty. Long time no see.
Hey, Tracy, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, I actually remember I was doing the barn over there on Martin Luther King. And,
That's right.
You guys played when you first put out the initial 7-inch, and then you had lost the guitarist, so I learned the songs off of that, and then tried out. That's how I started.
And for those who don't know, the barn was a house in Peoria, Illinois, that we had punk rock shows in the basement, and it was really crazy. We had like Beautiful Bert played there, and my band and other bands. Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, that's how I started out.
Because my memory sucks from all the alcohol abuse. I was like a 30-year alcoholic, and a lot of us, a lot of my friends are still drinking and doing drugs, things that we're musicians, but I'm not lying. My memory is pretty fried from all the whiskey. So I made a list of questions for you, bro.
Okay. Well, my mind's probably about the same on the memory factor. So.
Yeah, you guys are just getting old.
That's true. That's true.
We should start a band called the Brain Cells.
Yeah, right.
Bloody in the Brain Cells.
Bloody in the Brain Cells. There'd only be 2 of us.
Good one. Oh, man, dude. How did you end up leaving Bloody Mess and the Skabs? Because wait a minute. Never mind. I already know the answer because you ended up playing bass during the last incarnation of the band in like 93, 94. And we went on the Hungover and Stone tour, which was just a nightmare.
Right. Yeah, everything went really fun
Sideways.
And then everything went really bad.
Yeah, that's when the band ended.
And then we came home and took a hiatus, and that really came back.
I know. Well, we ended up playing like New York City twice in one night. We ended up in some really strange situations. Do you remember staying at the St. Mark's Hotel in New York City, and there was like 5 of us squeezed into a room that was $25 a night, and there was a
I know.
Do you remember Do you remember the big rat that we saw crawl under the bed?
And then the weird that was just.
I'm glad I missed that.
Yeah, you are. It was fun though. I mean, that was a fun tour. It was just a lot of experiences, things I didn't really know or see before, And I've been to New York City before, but
we all ended up doing acid. The whole band was on acid, and we're walking around Times Square. And at one point, I remember we were all paranoid about like gangs. And then I looked at us and I go, "Wait a minute! There's 5 of us. We all have leather jackets on. I think we don't need to be afraid."
Yeah, I'm picturing that in my mind and thinking you were probably the ones that people were fearing. So yeah, you probably had nothing to worry about.
I think Ty. I don't know if Ty, were you tripping with us too?
I did not that time.
Wow, that's surprising. I mean, it must have been a nightmare.
Yeah, we've had trimbers, but
one time we played a gig in oh gosh, it was in Wisconsin. I forgot the town. Jeez. But anyway, we all did acid after the show, and boy, we sat in the car and just laughed. And for some reason, we were doing some weird nervous thing. And I said to Ty, I said, "Man, we've got the trimbers." And we're like, "What? Trimbers?" And for years, we've been saying that.
The trimbers. So yeah, that's kind of the catchphrase now.
What's your best memory of being in Bloody Mess and the Skabs?
Dig deep.
Yeah, dig deep. I don't know. There's quite a few. I guess. Let me see. What would be the best one? Actually, I don't know. The East tour was a hell of a memory. The ones I remember from it, and then I would also say the Davenport gig or the radio interview.
That was wild.
Yeah, and the bomb threats and
we made the front page of 3 or 4 different newspapers in different cities in 2 different states for that gig.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
And
just.
then
Remember, this is
It was
family
supposed to be-
radio.
I am. What? Sorry, Ty.
oops, yeah, but yeah, that one was a heck of a lot of fun too.
What's
So-
your worst memory of being Bloody Mess in the Skabs?
Oh,
Probably don't have to dig deep for that one.
Just be honest.
yeah, probably the same, New York City, and then Davenport.
I loved it. I hated it. That's how that band was, though. It's just a complete. I don't even know what the word is. The band was just like the anti-band. It was really weird.
It was a lot of fun though. I
Yeah.
mean, all around, it was pretty cool.
Are you still involved in music, Ty, right now? And are you? I mean, do you still play or?
I'd still play some guitar, but just by myself. I'm not doing any bands or anything important. Just kind of
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's like
personal fun stuff, you know.
I always say, being in a band is like having, well, I mean, if you're in a four-piece band, it's like having three girlfriends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you have to put up
And
with
they're
all the issues and
mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, just everybody's personality, and then half the time they're clashing, and half the time they're not. So, I mean, it is what it is.
right on. Yeah.
But it is a lot of fun. I mean, I just do it as a hobby now. I don't try to pursue anything that I consider important. You know what I mean?
Now, you and your girl were living out here on the West Coast. You were just down the road in California for a while. I take it you're back in Illinois now. Are you guys coming back out to the West Coast? Are you staying in Illinois, or what's your plans?
Well, I ended up coming back to Illinois. And yeah, I bought a house out here in Peoria. So actually Peoria Heights, but yeah, so I'll probably just stay here until I'm old and older. I just live a boring life. I get up, go to work, come home, drink beer, and go to sleep, and then repeat the same process.
Well, man, it's hard to buy property in Oregon. I mean, the difference in, the cost of buying a house there and here is like, I don't have to tell anybody. This is pretty common knowledge, but it's insanely different. And it's so much easier to, purchase land or a house in that part of the country than it is the West Coast.
Exactly. And then, I mean, I'm in the trades, and I just, I mean, you got the mundane life. I really don't do anything anymore.
What do you do for a living, bro? Do you lay woodwork or something like that, like flooring or something?
Yeah, I do flooring.
Okay,
Yeah.
I saw some photos on Facebook. Looks like you do a good job. That's for sure, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask you, do you remember recording the 6th grade field trip album down in Bloomington, Illinois in 1990?
Actually, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had Steve-O from the infamous death metal band Impetigo did backup vocals on that record, and Ty Smith, rest in peace. He played drums on that. He played drums on that record.
He did drums on that one. Yeah, he did.
He was really good too.
He was awesome. I mean, that guy was just incredible.
Ty, yeah.
I remember when Ty was just getting started. He actually was playing on Tupperware.
Nice.
Believe it or not, yeah, back in the day. That
Wow.
was pre-Leviathan and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was such
actually
a good
playing on
drummer.
Tupperware.
I connected with him on the last time I toured the States in 2013. I actually went to Chicago and played at not the Double Door, but Reggie's, I believe. And he came, and we had a really trippy experience with Ty. And then he died right after that. Man, it was really strange.
Wow. Yeah, I remember last time I seen Ty, he was actually doing really good. I don't really understand exactly how he passed, but
Yeah, well, he would just seem like when I saw him, it was a combination of probably alcohol abuse and mental illness, maybe, and then maybe some kind of physical issues as well. And we connected
Right.
and had a good time, and it was great to see him. But when I went back to his place, I won't go into it because it's pretty depressing, man. But we went back to his
Right.
place, and I realized that there were some problems going on. So we didn't end up staying with him like we were supposed to. But yeah, it was nice to have seen him again, man. He was a talented guy.
He was.
he was a talented guy. He was, that was for sure. Yeah, and I hear your new band is going to be coming in this area. You guys are welcome to stay.
Oh, nice, bro.
I will definitely be going to check you guys out at the Pizza Works.
Yes, April 19th. I'll be glad to see you. I'd like to introduce you to my new guys, man. They'd probably love to meet some of the guys because they listen to the Skabs stuff, so they'd love to meet you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I hope you do come, bro. That'd be sick, man, to meet your girl too, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because how long have you been with Teresa now?
Oh, I would venture to say 5 years, 6 years.
Okay.
Us. 5.
she heard that question.
She said 5.
Let me ask you this:
too long.
Were you in other bands in the 80s or 90s? Other punk bands in Central Illinois besides the Skabs?
I was in a band with my friend Dwayne.
Oh yeah.
And it was called Exempt, and we were kind of like a super heavy death, almost on the verge of a gloom type band.
Was that Dwayne Miller or Dwayne
Baker?
Dwayne Baker.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that.
And then we had Exempt, and we were just like super heavy. It was just like gloom metal.
Nice.
And I've been in a few bands, actually a couple projects with Dwayne, and then I don't know, I just dabbled a little bit. I don't know if you remember Smoldering Remains.
Yeah.
I totally do.
Matt Ziegler.
With Matt. I filled in a couple times with him.
Huh.
With them, and that was also with Ty Smith.
That's right.
And that was about it. I wasn't in a ton, but...
Do you remember when that band, what were they called again? Matt Ziegler's band?
Smoldering Remains.
Oh, Smoldering Remains. Yeah.
Were you at ICC, Illinois Central College, the year, I think in 1987, when Smoldering Remains, Bloody Mess and Hate, and Naked Ray Gun played there?
I was there. I wasn't playing with anybody, but I was there.
That was another crazy. That was the last Bloody Mess and Hate show.
Right.
Crazy.
That was cool. And then remember in the Heights when Gigi played and
Yep. Yeah.
And, the microphone popping off people's heads.
Another crazy night, man. Woo.
Yep. It was weird times back then.
It's just bizarre because it was more about the party than it was about the music for me in that band. And so that's why I don't remember much, because it was just always drunkenness, man, or drugs or something,
Well, it's cool that you guys are still in touch, and that you're both still playing, involved in music in some form or another. And I'm just glad that you guys are still in touch with each other after all these years. I mean, so much time has gone by, but it seems like just yesterday sometimes. So
yeah, for sure.
It does.
Well, we're not primarily a talk show, but I've been wanting to get you on here to talk for a long time. So I do appreciate you making the time, my brother. And I think I asked Ty the other day what song I should play to accompany this interview. And he said his favorite song from 6th grade field trip was a tune called Welcome Home. It's 1990. So I think we're going to roll into that. Do you have anything you want to say about that song at all, dude?
No, it was I just thought it was one of my most fun songs to play. I just like the way the whole song rolls out. So
yeah,
definitely. That is my favorite song off that album.
And of course, the infamous Ugly Ted on bass and a guy named Thumper played drums on this track. And remember that? His name was Jonathan, but we called him Thumper, and he played on 3 songs on that album. A lot of people don't know that.
Well, I mean, there was actually multiple drummers on that album.
3, so. Yeah. One which won't be named.
Right. I didn't throw out any names.
Oh, I know.
There were multiple drummers.
You rock, bro. Well, listen, Ty, I appreciate you coming on. Let's go ahead and rock.
Yeah, let's do that. We're going to go ahead and play something off the Bloody Mess and the Skabs legendary 6th grade field trip album. This is Welcome Home. It's 1990.
Hey! The Right Reverend Derek Moody is a hyper-loudmouth, dropout rock fiend, and Sister Tracy is a patient, highly educated roots rock hottie. They welcome you to the Church of Rock here on KSKQ.